Good day. The title of our research is Content Analysis of Senior High School Science Innovation Expo in the Division of Cavite Province. Basis for Technical Assistance. The researchers, yours truly, Loida A. Arce, Master Teacher 12 National High School, Arvin A. Marinduque, Head Teacher 3 of Cavite City Science National High School. Dr. Riza D. Soberano, Education Program Supervisor 1 in Science, Schools Division Office. For the introduction of our research, Republic Act of 2067, also known as the Science Act of 1958, promotes and fosters science research as an effective instrument to intensify science and technology, research and development for national progress. The law is promoted by the incumbent administration through advancing science and technology and innovation in the country as stated in the Philippine Development Plan of 2017 to 2022. The 6-year development plan supports science, research and development productivity and innovation to accelerate technology adoption and stimulate innovation in all economic sectors as foundation of a globally competitive knowledge economy. That is according to NEDA in 2017. Several in-service trainings and capability workshops, both for students and research advisors, were conducted in the Division of Cavite. But still, there is the issue to be persistent in the research manuscripts presented during the annual science fair. This implies that the mentioned training and workshops do not directly address the needs of the student researchers and research advisors. Over the years, there is still limited literature with regards to the content analysis of researches, specifically in the Schools Division of Cavite. A thorough content analysis of the existing pool of researches is perceived to help pinpoint the specific concerns that needs greater technical assistance for improvement. Such improvements in the conduct of scientific research within the Division of Cavite will strengthen not only the science research instruction in the province, but will also pave way to produce scientifically literate students towards the continuous progress and the development of the country. For the research question of this study, the main purpose of this study is to ascertain the strengths and weaknesses of the junior high school robotics intelligence machine within the province of Cavite through a systematic content analysis. Specifically, the researcher seeks to answer the following questions. First, what is the percentage of the submitted research papers which comply the INTEL ISEF guidelines in terms of the following? Research title, research abstract, introduction, review of related literature, materials and methods, results and discussion, summary, conclusion and recommendation, literature cited or bibliography, research ethics and forms. Second, what is the percentage of the submitted research papers which did not comply the INTEL ISEF guidelines in terms of the following? Research title, research abstract, introduction, review of related literature, materials and methods, results and discussion, summary, conclusion and recommendations, literature cited or bibliography, research ethics and forms. And the third research question is, what is the percentage of the submitted research papers which completely satisfy the INTEL ISEF guidelines? For the scope and limitation of the study, the primary purpose of the study is to evaluate the science investigatory projects in the Division of Cavite. The focus of the evaluation is to determine the strengths and weaknesses of the researches based on the guidelines stipulated in the INTEL ISEF rules. The said SIPs will be submitted entries for the SIP competition Robotics Intelligence Machine category during the 2019 Division Festival of Talents in Science in the Division of Cavite Province. In this study, the research manuscripts from the junior high schools for individual and team categories were evaluated. The strengths and weaknesses of the researchers were determined using a validated researcher-made tool that determines whether or not the researcher satisfies the INTEL ISEF guidelines. Content analysis of the research paper using the tool focus only on whether the research satisfies the guidelines for its research paper component. The extent of how the research satisfied these guidelines is not the part of the study. For the sampling, Upon the approval from the Education Program Supervisor in SAIS and the SDRC, the SIP subjected for evaluation were all the investigatory projects submitted as entries during the 2019 BFOT Robotic Intelligence Machine Junior High School level. The said SIPs include entries both in the individual and team category. For the data collection of this study, the research instrument utilized is a researcher-made checklist adapted from the 2019 INTEL ISEF guidelines. The checklist is composed of 50 yes or no questions arranged according to the different parts of the research paper that includes the following: the title, the abstract, introduction, the RRL, materials and methods, results and discussion, summary, conclusion, and recommendation, literature cited or bibliography, research ethics and forms. A comment or remark section is included for all the question in case of elaboration of evaluations. For the discussion of results and conclusion, science investigation plays a vital role in the development of the community. The quality of how it was made dictates the result of the study. This part of the study presents the result of the content analysis done out of the 3 science investigatory project under Robotics Intelligence category of junior high school submitted during the Division Festival of Talents conducted during school year 2019 to 2020. For the result, Table 1, the table shows the total score of in its criteria of the SIP analyzed, which were based on the INTEL ISEF guidelines. The title, statement of the problem, significance of the study, results of discussion, summary, conclusion, and recommendation, literature cited or references, research ethics is 100%. It means most complied research part based on the INTEL ISEF guidelines. It was followed by the abstract background of the study, review of related literature, materials and methods, and research forms, which is about 77.78%. Scope and limitation of the study is 44.44%. The scope and limitation of the study is 55.56%. It means that is the least number of the compliances among the Science Innovation Expo. Followed by the abstract background of the study, review of related literature and materials, and methods, research forms for about 22.22%. The table 2, which illustrates the scores of science investigatory project analysis based on the INTEL ISEF guidelines. So according to this table, the table shows the score of various science investigatory project and its criterion based on the INTEL ISEF guidelines. In the process of the analysis, those with high score had the most compliant on the set guidelines, which those with least scores has the greatest number of errors committed. The results show that the part of the materials and methods, the score is 57, title, results and discussion, research ethics is 45, abstract is 43, and review of related literature is 34, where components with least errors. While components with most errors include scope and limitation of the study, the score is 30, significance of the study is 18, research form is 16, literature cited and references is 9. During the process of analyzing the content, it was observed that most of those parts had minimal entry. For materials and methods, research part and scores where the score are high was attributed to the fact that most of the research studies conducted where do not require the mentioned categories. Errors in the content, format, process, and entry of the information were observed during the analysis. For the table 3, the percentage of the science investigatory project that completely satisfied the INTEL ISEF guidelines. Based on the data given, there were 4 out of 9 research papers submitted which fully complied with the INTEL ISEF guidelines. There were 9 research papers submitted for the Senior High School Science Innovation Expo, both for individual and team category out of 36 senior high school in the Division of Cavite. It is alarming that this kind of research was at the focus of research among secondary schools in the Division of Cavite. Thus, it was recommended by the researchers to strengthen the researchers of Science Innovation Expo, which is now the trends of researchers nationally and internationally. Thank you.